Hey YouTube, thought I'd put my latest woodworking project on here tonight. As you can see, dead center is a ladder. My wife subscribes to a website, Pinterest, and she saw a ladder someone had adapted to use as a device for displaying antique quilts. So she asked me if I could put something together for her. So I did this afternoon in about an hour. I've got to stain it, but other than that, it's good to go. I sanded it. I made it out of, these are 1x3s, and that's 1-inch doweling. Used a spade bit. First of all, I clamped both the end pieces, the boards together, and marked for all the holes. Used a spade bit, and put a 1-inch diameter hole through every 15 inches, 14 inches, I believe. And by clamping them together, it made it accurate from side to side, and also cut in half the number of holes that I actually had to drill. And I got really lucky. Usually when I do stuff like this, I make a mistake and I just can't line everything up. Anyhow, got it all together, cut all of these, punched it through, and simply drilled pilot holes and put a little finishing nail through each one. I wouldn't want to climb on it, but it's more than adequate to hold up a quilt. If I tried to climb it, I'm sure it would just disintegrate before my very eyes. So it turned out pretty good. I had built my wife a little bench for the foot of our bed, and I had stained it with a white stain, an off-white stain. I'm gonna use this to match it, or the leftover stain to make this match the bench, and she's going to display it in our bedroom. So, you know, not a whole lot of money and not a whole lot of time. It turned out not bad. Staining, and then we're done. Latest freebies. The stand that I've got my Craftsman chop saw on. Yeah, I don't know how well you can see it. The lighting's not the best in my garage. I was driving down a street close to my house yesterday, and someone had thrown this out by the side of the road with a bunch of other goodies. They had a yard sale on what didn't sell. They just threw out. So I brought it home, and I even made the top out of this piece of particle board, which I actually found on the street near my house one day, and it turns out that it's exactly the size needed for my my chop saw. So I now have a very professional stand for free. Underneath, a very elderly, and I'm sure the lighting's not the best, a very elderly Black & Decker drill press, like a tabletop type one. That was given to me years ago by a guy I worked with. He said it was dead, and he didn't want it, so I brought it home, and it turned out that the power switch was defective. Off to Radio Shack, or as they call it here in Canada now, the Source I go. $3 later, and about 15 minutes of surgery, and I had a functional drill press, which was great because I needed a way to accurately punch the holes through for this. And I drug it out, and sure enough, it still worked after not having been used in 10 years. And that finished my project nicely. So all in all, happy with the results, and happy with my freebies. Anyway, everyone there, have a good evening. Bye-bye.